Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Asurai, and well, it's been a weird couple of months, but we're still, going strong. So if you guys do follow the page, the channel, you know that I have been in a partnership with Galax and Galax Gaming. They've sent a couple of fun stuff, in the past few months, and their gaming line, Xanova gaming gears, was also sent to me, with a couple of their peripherals. Mainly, you did see already the video that that I made a couple of months ago. I think I'll leave a link there. It was the Xanova Magnetar RGB gaming mechanical keyboard. And it was fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot. Full size though, preferred now TKL 60%, but it's still a very good keyboard if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, in that kind of gaming keyboard department. But I have left out for the past couple of months two other peripherals that they've sent over, which was this one, the Xanova Mensa Pro RGB gaming mouse. Now, this thing has been pretty fantastic, I'd say. It's got its gripes, so I'll just go for a quick overview for you guys so that you can, kind of understand why I have a kind of weird relationship with this particular mouse. So, let's get started. So this Xanova Mensa Pro mouse, I really do enjoy its overall kind of look. It has that industrial, kind of streamlined look that is not really seen in other gaming mice. And I've seen a lot of gaming mice right now. It's more about the elegant, sleek, minimalistic look. This thing has that real punch to it. When you look at it, you're like, oh, that actually looks really, really good, especially with the Mensa Probe that does have this kind of gray accent over the backplate as well as the left and right clicks compared to just the Mensa RGB gaming mouse. Now this thing, I believe, has 6 programmable buttons that you can kind of fiddle with around in the software. The software is okay to say at the least. That is probably one of the stronger points of the Mensa Pro. One of the other things that you guys might not enjoy with this particular mouse, since this is already, 2020, we're up to the point where gaming mice are incredibly light, especially the wired ones. This thing does kind of fall a little bit behind on that regard, where the cable is slightly clunky and heavy and is kind of prone to kinks. So, you definitely need a mouse bungee with this one. Again, having a mouse bungee does help, and even with a super smooth cable, mouse bungee is, I think, still a super important thing, because you don't want that cable drag, even if how light or how heavy the mouse is. Next up, the clicks are really good. They are Omron switches rated at 50 million clicks. So props to Xanova for actually finding, that kind of performance on clicks for this type of particular mouse. And I will tell you guys the price of this in the Philippine country later on. Placements on the buttons are really good. I like how there is a separation between the left and right clicks, because there have been mice that don't really give that nice separation between the two clicks, and in the process, if you're a hard clicker like I am, you kind of just press it way too much, and then you grind both your left and right clicks together. So they like the separation. The scroll wheel does give that nice little gap in between, so that's pretty nice. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was the scroll wheel. It is a little bit on the slightly mushy side when you're trying to scroll up or down. And for somebody like me who plays Valorant right now, that, likes to jump using the mouse scroll down button or mouse scroll down function, it doesn't feel as good and as tactile as I would want to. Maybe tactile is not the best word, but yeah, I think they need to kind of update this a little bit. There's a lot of gaming mice out there that have phenomenal scroll wheels that I think are better. But the mouse 3, really, really good. I can click this multiple times without kind of feeling mushy or sticking to itself. So that's a plus on that one. The button is just flush and actually out of the way from your left and right clicks, although it is kind of protrude up a little bit. So if you have a really big hand or fat fingers, and you might accidentally hit that and switch DPIs. But of course, they did put a nice amount of gap in between so that doesn't happen a lot. So there might be some cases, but I think like, at least for me, it did not happen. So next up here is, I think, something that might curious a lot of people as well, which is the, well, let's go first for the sensor. So the sensor is, I believe, a PMW 3389. So that's a really high value, high quality sensor, 50 G of acceleration. So, you won't spin out when you use this mouse. So, you're good on that regard. The other one that I wanted to talk about is underneath this mouse, which is the mouse feet. Now, the mouse feet is three kind of flush little mouse feet here. They're not really, I believe, PTFEs, but they glide all right. Honestly, I've seen like bigger mouse feet that actually don't glide as well. So it's not really the size. It's more of like the implementation of the mouse feet. And you know what? It doesn't lift off the mouse as much. Speaking of lift off distance, it's pretty low. I can't really tell you how low it is, but whenever I kind of just like flick out the mouse and I lift it, it doesn't adjust my aim when I like just like jettison it off the mouse pad. So it does do a good job at minimal lift off distance if you're looking for a mouse like that. I know there are some other kind of more quote-unquote budget-oriented mice that have really high lift-off distance, and that is kind of like a deal breaker for some of you guys that do love low lift-off distance gaming mice. Another thing about this gaming mouse is that the RGB implementation is really, really good. I like the accents around the back. It's like a little bit of a kind of ring, and even underneath the mouse you have yourself like that small little cube that actually shines a little bit of RGB. Overall, I'm giving this mouse a 8 out of 10. I think there's a lot of potential with this gaming mouse, and Xanova has a good start with the Mensa Pro. Something that might actually turn off a couple of the maybe buyers out there is that it's not the lightest mouse. Again, it's 2020. We've seen gaming mice that are 70, 60, 50 grams in terms of weight. This thing, from just holding it, is about 85, maybe 90 grams. So it's not the heaviest, because we've seen heaviest around 115, 125, but it's kind of like in that middle department. I guess before we do end this, overview as well, the mouse itself, the overall kind of shape is good. But the one thing that I would like to change about it, it's actually right-hand ergonomic, if you can, see it right now, is that the hump on the back, which will, cradle your palm, is a bit too high. Even for me, that likes a little bit of hump. Hey, wink, wink. No, that was super weird. But yeah, the hump on the back is a little bit too high for my liking, wherein I think it kind of stops me from gripping the mouse as comfortably as I would want to. And because of that, there's kind of like a kind of learning curve or adjusting curve if you're coming from a mouse that has a slightly or maybe even lower hump on the back. So there you have it, guys. This is the Mensa Pro RGB by Xanova Gaming Gears. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Asurai, peace out.